welcome to another YouTube video. Surprise! Are you surprised? I'm not. I do this every week. But anyways, exciting news, exciting news. I've said it before. I am a magnet for weird things. And it's not a lie. It is completely true. I do not look for weird things always. A lot of the time, weird things find me. And this week is no exception. So I recently met a very cool girl, and she offered me a haunted mirror, which she apparently found in her house. We're going to hear the story of that later. But yeah, she just was like, there's this mirror in my house. It's really old. It's really creepy. I totally thought it might be your jam. It might look great in your apartment. And I was like, you know what? Like, witchy kind of haunted kind of stuff is not really my jam, but I know just the girl that might enjoy that. So I called my friend, Miss Mary Mourning, who you've seen in previous videos, usually sewing with me today. But today we are not sewing. Mary is going to come here to the fort. The mirror is going to come here to the fort, and you are going to get to see and hear about a very cool, possibly very haunted mirror. So we're just waiting for them both to show up. I'm going to show you the mirror, and then you'll get to hear a very cool story. And I know zero things. I'm not very like perceptive or whatever you call it to like spiritual type stuff, but Mary is like very into that and very good at it from what I hear. So I'm very interested to see what she has to say about this mirror. Here we go. All right, we're here. We've got Angela, hi, who has the mirror. We've got Mary, who will soon have the mirror, which is totally exciting. So I guess we'll start. Do you want to tell us the story of how this crazy mirror came to your life?
Yeah, sure. So when my husband and I moved out of Guelph and to rural Ontario, we got a house out there, and the whole house was very, I don't know how to say it, like mleh. You know how you get a feeling from someplace? This house was like a flat line or like wrapped up in like cotton. Anyways, couldn't really figure it out. Went through, found somebody's ashes. That was cool. Found a few other things, and I was like, okay, maybe not a happy history, but still nothing. Get to the basement, and this is leaning mirror side into the wall in the basement all by itself. The whole basement is cleaned out except for this.
Okay.
And I was like, huh, okay, I get it now. So I just kept it facing the wall, moved it slightly out of the way, threw a bunch of salt on it, and left it.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't want to mess with this. I don't want to turn it around. My mom and like my sister and I were all quite sensitive, and we've had other experiences in other houses and other places. And as much as I like using mirrors or doing other forms of scrying, I did not want to mess with this because I was just like, I don't really know what came with this house. Like, it didn't have a happy history, obviously. It didn't feel like a healthy place when we got there. So I was kind of like, I'm just going to leave it. It could be innocuous, it could be fine, but at the same time, I never wanted to turn it around. I never wanted to touch it or use it or even try and like refinish it and restore it. So I just left it in the basement. So that's this.
Can we just back up and ask about? I'm sorry, you found human ashes in the house.
Oh yeah.
We just glossed over the fact.
Sorry, well, I didn't bring the ashes with me. They got sent away because when we were looking at the place, I went through. There's this great pantry because it's an older house. So you go through this tiny little hallway, and then you open up the pantry, and we're looking at. We're like, okay, cool pantry. And you look down the bottom, and there's this like marble box, and I was like, that's weird. Why would that be in the pantry? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like turning it over, it's really heavy, and I was like, is this like a meat tenderizer? Somebody's fancy centerpiece? What is this? My dad takes it and turns it over, and these are the ashes of blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
like, whoa, that's a reliquary. Okay, and so then we talked to the nice lady selling the house, and we were like, can we make sure those are ethically disposed of?
Yeah.
Also don't want that with the house.
Yeah, solid. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe this mirror belonged to the person who was in the
there's
box?
a few things going on there. So like the person whose ashes we found was ostensibly the father of the person who'd owned the house before. She'd been a hoarder, so we found all kinds of weird stuff in the house and some very strange things. A whole bunch of dolls with their faces smashed off.
Excellent.
Other things.
Okay.
But this, like I said, this was the only thing. Like, I even found jewelry stuffed in weird places in the house. Just very strange, but I could deal with it. But this was the thing that I never wanted to touch, but I also didn't just want to take it and throw it in a heap, throw it in the dump. Like, I didn't want to give it away either, because I was like, Jesus, you don't know what's going to crawl out of it at somebody. And because, you know, we, like, my theory is we spend all of our time looking in mirrors, looking at our phones, looking at these reflective surfaces. So even if this mirror was never intentionally used for anything horrible, you don't know who spent all their time looking at it and looking into it and like focusing whatever you focus on whenever you're looking at your own self.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
Well, the mirrors in my house are probably super weird then.
Oh, you have one.
Yeah, I know. You told me I have a haunted mirror in my house. Yeah, she told me. I know, like I said, I'm not sensitive to that stuff, but you definitely told me that one mirror is questionable. Well, should we put this on the table and get a look at it?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, in true weird style, all the paint is chipping off of it, and it looks super strange. Also, the Muppet blanket is something that I used to use under my Christmas tree.
Excellent, excellent. Woo, free spiders.
Oh yeah, the spiders came with the mirror.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Jessica's filming for us, getting a... I love, this is exactly my aesthetic, all this weird cracked paint and shit.
Oh, see, there is a spider
cool.
too. Hey, buddy.
He's live.
You're a long way. You came from a
Came with you.
tiny little town. That was an hour-and-a-half car ride. I'm sorry. Sorry, dude. You're transplanted.
Yeah. Well, excellent. He can go over there now. Perfect. He's probably perfectly at home in a medieval fort.
I hope so. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it.
You're very
This is
welcome.
Really interesting.
Well, when you said it, I was like, I know the person I'm
Yeah,
calling Mary.
Mary immediately was like,
Mary.
you know, I bet I have a friend who might enjoy this.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Mary, let's hear it.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is psychometry. You've
Mhm.
probably heard of that before. So what it is you get your hands on an object that might have energy attached to it.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna see what I have. So I might look a little strange. I'm just gonna be quiet, put my hands on it, and
Okay.
see what I see.
Mhm.
All good to me, because I know
Okay.
0 things.
Which will probably have to do with your house.
Probably.
So the first thing off, before you even started, it's interesting you said hoarders,
Mm-hmm.
because I was watching the Hoarders show.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The past 2 days, and I don't normally watch that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
The
interesting
past
you
2
said
days,
that.
since I told you about the
Right.
mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's first off, that's really interesting. So, okay. Let's see what we're gonna get from it. So I'm still getting a dining room.
Mm.
Do you have a dining room that has 2 entryways?
Yep.
Okay. And like it would have had, it may not look exactly the way you had it, but it would have had like a bureau, Chesterfield kind of thing on the one side, and this mirror would have been above it.
I have a bureau there now, but what's above it now is like the crazy artwork I collect instead of a mirror.
Okay. Interesting. I think this would have been in the dining room at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can hold up her. Yeah, strange energy to it, like
Mhm.
very chaotic. Which makes me think with mental illness, which makes sense with the hoarding.
Mm-hmm.
Very unhappy, depression, anxiety, mental illness. I'm having a hard time seeing her.
Maybe she doesn't want you to.
Long hair. Plus size. Or bigger. I'm not getting what she actually looks like. Just sort of an outline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you have any pictures?
I don't
of her
have
or
any.
anything?
I don't have any pictures of her or anything. Like this house had come up on the market quite a few times on and off before we bought it. So the only thing I know about her is that sometimes I still get her mail, and one time I had a police officer come looking for her at our house.
Excellent.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, and it's interesting too, like from a personal perspective, when we moved from Guelph to Seaforth, it was not a great time for us. So you wouldn't necessarily notice if there was more negative energy in a house, if you're already moving in a bad state. Like it's not ideal, right? So it's interesting that you picked all that up, because I was like, oh, this would be like compounding, like that sense of sort of, I don't even know how to explain it. Like if you go to a place and it feels like nothing, I don't even know how to explain it, because even water tastes like something, like everything sort of has a feeling, but this felt like muffled, I guess would be a way to say
I think
that.
that's the mental illness that
Mhm.
you're feeling.
Interesting.
'Cause it's-
Well, I mean, hoarders are clearly not.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, and the little tidbits we've heard, like on and off, moving to the town, you gather all of the like rumors and bits and pieces. So
Yeah.
like she was not in a good state, we knew that.
Right.
Don't know what happened to her though before we bought the house, no idea.
Right.
So
Interesting. Do you know if she's still alive?
She's still alive as far as I know.
Okay.
But I also don't read the paper and I don't troll the obituaries like my parents, so.
Fair, yep, fair, yep.
So I don't know, I haven't gone looking.
Interesting.
I'm getting the long dark hair.
Mm-hmm.
That down here's long and straight. Possibly that mousy brown kind of color.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
Heavier set, probably about my size, really. More petite with a heavier set to her.
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, this hoarder person, if she's the one you bought the house from, I mean, she obviously did not purchase this mirror.
No.
This is old as shit. Like, this is pre-1900 for sure.
Yeah,
but it's her energy that's in it.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And if it was above a bureau too, it would be probably at a place where she could see herself in it often. And we know that she spent most of her time in the dining room and in the living room right next to it. And like that was kind of her path.
Yeah, so now sometimes when I see things, I'll see them backwards. So if this makes any sense. So if I were to walk in, the dining room would be on this side. Let me think where my door is. On this side.
Yep.
And you would walk through one door and it would be a big open room, and then you would walk around the other side.
Yeah.
Not totally sure if this is the kitchen on this side and then the living room on the other end, but there's some large room here.
Mm-hmm. So you would walk in and there'd be the dining room and then the den, and then through the dining room is the living room on the other end of the house, like by the highway. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it backwards then.
No, you didn't. You got it right.
And meanwhile, I'm over here like, what a pretty mirror.
I know.
Look at the pretty mirror.
And the thing about it is like I knew it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain this, but this is like, you know, it's old too because of the beveled glass and the silvering in it.
Yeah.
As much as anything else.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like I was worried about the physical object, because there were sometimes you pick something up, you're like, oh Jesus, you know, and you like, no thanks. It wasn't even the physical object, it's just the reflection. Like, whatever the reflection was coming or possibly going to come out of it, I was just like, nope. You're just going to live here.
Yeah, I know. I think you're picking up on her energy and you don't want that.
I don't want it.
Well, I mean, if it was her house and she was a hoarder and, like, she was not feeling well and right in her mind, and this is now your house,
yes,
that makes sense that you wouldn't want that kind of associated with your place.
I have my own art hoarding problem.
So, yeah.
I don't need hers, too.
Yeah, but an artist is good energy. Like, you know, as artists, we tend to be a little dark, go figure. But...
Yeah, weird, right? I mean, my basement is full of drying bits of various animals. So if somebody...
you brought me some.
I did! And if somebody broke in, they'd think I was a serial killer. That's fine. But it's all ethically sourced roadkill, I promise.
Yeah. So, definitive answer. Is the mirror haunted, Mary?
In a way, yes.
The mirror is haunted in a way.
By the energy of it.
Yeah,
by the energy of the place. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't wrong.
Yeah, I know nothing. She says I have one in my house that's got something going on with it, and I'm just like,
dude, you have so many things in your house that have things going on with it. Even in the pictures that I see, I'm like, Jesus, how do you sleep at night?
Yeah, exactly. I've gone through and told you a few things.
Yeah.
But that mirror especially, there's something about that mirror. I always stop and stare at it every time I go in.
You're going to have to show me a picture of that mirror.
A face in the mirror.
Ooh, oh, man.
So, haunted mirror is going home to Mary's. Yeah.
And you can take the tree fur, the Muppet fur with it as a wrapper, because it is shedding. Like you can see, it's been badly painted a lot, but it also lived in a very damp basement for I don't know how long before we got the place. So it's not in awesome repair, I will say that. Although I'm surprised, like this crown molding lasted.
Yeah.
It's even prettier for it though. Like I definitely prefer my stuff in this sort of state. Like if it doesn't look new, like if it looks like it's been well made at some point in time and someone put care into making this and someone loved this enough to keep it for this long in your house. Yeah. You know, even if the person wasn't well. Yeah. That means something, right? So
Yeah, and actually just a quick look at the back here.
Oh yeah, let's do the back here.
So
wow.
It's been taped over, but you can see all of the original boards and nails in the back.
I would immediately take that tape off.
And see, see. Also,
it was hung sideways.
Yeah, it was. It was hung lengthwise above the bureau.
That's how I saw it.
Yeah, or like horizontally across the bureau. But this is like you don't want to hang it up right now. This is so old.
Yeah, that's done. Yeah.
So you'll have to do, like I said, a bit of restoration work on it.
Yeah.
But
I would just rip all that tape off. But like that's beautiful.
Yeah. So it's all still there, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. That's great.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
That is very cool.
Oh, well, thank you guys for agreeing to do this video with me because, like I said, I know. I mean, you were like haunted mirror, and I'm like, I'm definitely gonna look at that and be like, that's an old mirror. It's
Yeah, I
pretty.
know.
End of story. But like, now question for the witchy folks in the house: could you, in theory, change the energy attached to such a thing
Absolutely.
Yeah.
with your own?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
We can show you how to do a cleansing. We've got the tools right
It's true.
here.
Everything is here.
delightful.
Yeah. Do you want it?
I mean,
You
it's
wanna
up to
do
you guys.
cleansing?
Yeah, if you guys want, I don't
Go for
know
it.
what the hell I'm
But
talking about. I don't know
I'd
nothing.
have to light that.
That's
and I could bring-
Okay.
Or you know what? I did bring my little cauldron.
Oh, see, so smart. Travel
So
size.
this is a specialty incense.
Okay. Smoke in the mirror.
Yeah. So all we're gonna do is smoke it. And I did bring my bowl. So both of these things clear energy. So basically we're using the elements of air and fire here.
Okay.
And we're just gonna go over it.
Okay.
And we'll ask that we have clean energy of this. Nothing is traveling with it. We ask that the elements of air and fire cleanse this mirror. Great goddess Hecate could join in. Help us cleanse the mirror. Anybody want to get cleansed?
Sure.
Yeah.
Cleanse you with the elements of air and fire.
All right, Mary, hit me up. Do I need to squat? Do I need to be shorter?
Maybe.
Okay.
I cleanse you with the elements of air and fire. Help the other elements. Okay.
Good old witch cleansing in the medieval fort.
Mhm.
Good measure, yeah.
Very
Yes.
important.
Yep.
You'll notice just a difference. Try and notice a difference in the feeling
Okay.
of the place after we do this. So sound, air and fire, water and salt help cleanse. Same thing, we can go over you
Interesting. All right, I'm ready.
in your aura field.
It will be nothing but a wonderful time.
I want to go over you, but
Sorry, Missy, you're so
I'm
tall.
too big.
Come
I'm too
on,
big.
you.
I'm too big. You're not too big. You're just very tall.
Okay. One more.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That is it.
So there you have it, everyone. The haunted mirror is gone now. We helped Mary load it into her car and it's gone to her place and it is her problem, which is great. I think it's going to look wonderful in her house. It has a lot of spiders living in it, which Mary was not totally fond of, but I told her just gets her extra goth points. So like, no problem. No problem. What do you guys think? Do you think the mirror was haunted? Do you believe in hauntings? Like all of that stuff? I'm kind of like on the fence about it myself. Mary keeps telling me that there's haunted shit in my apartment, but like I've never seen any such thing. So I don't know. But I think it's really cool and really interesting to learn about. And I loved learning about like the history of the mirror and where it came from and stuff. And that's fucking cool. That's just a fucking cool mirror regardless of whether or not it's haunted. So I hope you enjoyed this video featuring our brand new friend Angela, who is basically a combination of me and Mary. She's like loud and crazy drama personality like me, but very like witchy and like spiritual like Mary, which is kind of cool. Maybe she'll be in more videos in the future. Who knows? Keep your eyes open. And if you'd like this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, that would be amazing. If you want to subscribe to my channel, that would be even more amazing. If you want to ring the bell, you can get notifications when we put up new videos. Maybe on more haunted objects. Maybe Mary will talk to you about more cool haunted shit in the future. You never know. What else? Oh yeah, I'm on Facebook now, so if you want to follow me on any of the things, I have Facebook. Search up Madam Absinthe. It's the one with pictures of me on it. I have Twitter, Madam_Absinthe. I have Instagram, Madam_Absinthe. I have Ko-fi. If you guys want to buy me a Ko-fi, support the maintenance of my poor sewing machines over here, which I abuse the ever-living shit out of the poor things. I have Depop. So if you want to buy some of my secondhand stuff, Jessica's secondhand stuff, other secondhand stuff on Depop, it's very cool. Depop.com/Madam_Absinthe. And I think that's it. I think I got all the things. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on all the things, buy me a Ko-fi if you want to. Tell me whether or not you believe in hauntings and if you've ever seen anything cool and haunted in your neck of the woods. And that's it. I'll see you guys around for my next YouTube video. Bye!